Hey everyone, good evening. I wanted to come on here tonight to give you some tips to a recovery road after a hysterectomy. Some of these tips that I'm going to share with you tonight is actually some things that my husband and I had to find out the hard way. Nobody actually gave us advice on how to have a healthy recovery and some things that we need to do, some things that we need to expect other than what my doctor actually told me. So some of the things that I want to tell you is make sure that you have help for the first 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks. One thing that my doctor told me was I won't be able to do anything for myself. You pretty much have majority of your insides taken out, and your stomach will be extremely sore and the inside will be very sore, so you really will not be able to do what your normal activities as far as standing up on your own. I needed help to stand up out of a chair. You can't do any sweeping, you can't do any cleaning, dishes, and really the only thing that you're allowed to do is get up out of the chair and use the bathroom. That's about it. The second thing is expect to sleep for the first couple of days. From the anesthesia that you're going to get from your surgery and the pain medicine to keep you comfortable is actually going to take a lot out of you. So kick back, relax, allow your body to recoup from the shock that it just went through. The other thing that was like a major shocker for us that was actually set me back by at least 2 weeks on my recovery was make sure you take stool softeners. Why is that? One thing that we were not told by the pharmacist that my husband got my medication from was that the pain medicine that I was taking or was given could cause massive constipation. And I'm sorry if I get a little TMI here, but I feel that this is one of the most crucial tips that I could give anybody that's will be going through a hysterectomy or could be possibly in the future. So I actually didn't use the bathroom for, I want to say, about a week. And it's not that I didn't try. I did try, but it was very painful and nothing would happen. So my husband ended up calling the doctor, and the doctor told him to immediately run to the store and get an overnight relief medicine and stool softeners, and that he couldn't believe that nobody told him that I needed to take stool softeners with this medication. Well, the next day, everything came out, and it was it was actually worse than childbirth, to be honest with you. My entire stomach was contracting, so everything that was inside came out, and so did my bladder. So, and it was very painful. So I was actually in a lot of pain for another week, even after I was feeling as well as I was feeling, and felt that my recovery was going as quick as possible. That really set me back. So please, if you know anybody getting ready to have a hysterectomy or getting ready to go through one, stool softeners. Tell them to take stool softeners. Wear comfortable clothing. From the gases that they insert into your stomach to blow it up so they can see everything, and from your incisions. I mean, I don't know what kind of incision that or type of surgery that you'll go through, but in my particular situation, I had 4 tiny holes. But it was still really sore. My stomach was very swollen for the first 2 or 3 weeks, and just to the touch of it or anything putting pressure on it was very painful. So I had to wear lots of large t-shirts and muumuus. Yes, I went there. I wore muumuus, which I loved them. They were the most comfortable thing I ever wore, and I actually wore them, I probably want to say, the entire recovery. The other thing is to make sure that you have entertainment plans. You will get very bored, especially after my husband went back to work after the first 2 weeks. Everyone was at work, had nobody to talk to. I had some visitors here and there, which was very nice. I didn't mind it at all. But luckily I have a brother who is a movie fanatic. So before my surgery, we planned on going over there for dinner one night, and so I can go through his movie room that is filled with hundreds, and I mean hundreds, of DVDs. And if anybody knows my brother, it's literally a movie store in his house, which is pretty awesome. So I had enough movies picked out, I want to say probably to last my entire recovery. And I went through, I want to say probably about half of those, which was pretty cool. The other thing is no heavy lifting. Make sure that there's no heavy lifting. My doctor told me the only thing I was allowed to lift is a coffee mug or a drink, or my remote. That's about it. The incisions and the strain that it put on your stomach muscles could actually, doing any heavy lifting could actually cause internal damage, internal bleeding and whatnot. So it's very, very important to follow your doctor's directions first and foremost after a hysterectomy, so you will not have internal bleeding or any other issues that will arise. And the last thing that I want to talk about, which I feel is the second most important thing, is to anybody who is helping care for you, whether it's your spouse or a loved one or anything like that, give them grace. Because like I said, the first 2 weeks, you can't do anything for yourself. My husband literally had to do everything except for wipe my behind after I used the bathroom, which really, seriously, I'm not lying, that was really the only thing I was able to do for myself. He had to help me shower. He had to help me get up out of the chair. He had to help me walk, which I had to do every single day just to get movement in my legs so I wouldn't get any blood clots. He had to make me dinner. He had to care for our child. He had to clean the house. And lucky for him, I tried to be as best of a patient for him as I possibly could, with very little whining or complaining or anything like that. So this entire process, I have to say, was just as hard on him as it was on me. Even though I had the extent of what was going on, it was also very hard for him to watch me go through all of that. So please be mindful of your caretaker, because they have the hardest job. The only thing you get to do is just sit back, relax, and take some awesome painkillers to keep you comfortable. So anyway, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is those of you who have been following me for the past, I want to say maybe a week or two, I talked about my endometriosis journey, and now I want to give you a little bit of insight of what we're going through with this hysterectomy. So I wanted to share some tips just in case you know somebody who is considering a hysterectomy, or even you yourself are getting ready to go through a hysterectomy. I wanted to give you these helpful tips because, like I said in the beginning, nobody gave us any advice. I didn't know anybody who had hysterectomy, so really the only advice I had was from my doctor, and I didn't really have all of this except for just a handful of what I just told you. So if you know somebody who's getting ready to go through it, or you yourself are getting ready to go through it, I hope these tips really help you out. Anyway, thank you all for who joined me tonight. Stay tuned for the next topics that I will cover in the next couple of days. Thanks.